Alright guys, this is Doc M and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Wednesday Wisdom, where I share some of my wisdom with you. All kinds of stuff they come across in Minecraft, tips and tricks, little things that should inspire you and help you and all this. Good show, leave some likes. So here, down there, I don't know, we have this black void as for some other project with maps and stuff. But yeah, recently, if you are an avid watcher of the Hermitcraft Season 6, I've been working on a fairly complex project which included, quote-unquote realistic elevator. What is a realistic elevator in my opinion? And that's just an opinion, it's not a law. So, Minecraft can be anything you dream of, but a realistic elevator is an elevator that has a full cabin, like this. This is a nice full elevator cabin. Flush, nothing to see, right? Nice and clean. I mean, we had glass doors there, but if you had other doors, you wouldn't see those pistons. And it would have a sliding door, just like this, right next to the elevator. And it would do something like that. It's a very small mock-up here. Just quickly wired that together. It's more about the cabin. So this thing is not timed or anything, just to demonstrate, but you would be in here, the door is right next to you, and then you would nicely ride up, boom, and then walk out. Of course, the door opening is very short. We have no delays in there or anything. It's just to demonstrate, but you know what I mean? A full, nice cabin, real deal elevator, and this has, of course, been done before, but yeah, for those elevators, what makes them so special, we have this nice, full cabin. We pretty much move this whole thing, right? This thing gets moved up and down, and it's 2 layers thick, and that's the cabin. And the advantage of it is actually, and I haven't seen that with such elevators before, with a design like we did, we can actually have the pistons for the sliding doors right next to the setup, right? So the pistons would sit somewhere there, and we would power them somehow like this, and we would have doors here, right? And that is a huge thing, because here we got slime blocks, but still the elevator, let's send one half up here, can move past those as long as the doors are closed. See, they don't get stuck here. All those slime blocks move by, but if piston arms are extended, you have no problem. And yeah, there you can also see the trick behind it. We kind of split the machine or the box up into 2 parts, because we obviously have a push limit with slime blocks, but then by activating them and sending them up at the same time, you get quote-unquote the illusion of having this full nice cabin moving. And up here, so for this machine, you have to activate these pistons here. We can remove that, no problem. But these pistons need to get a pulse to do something. So, and as slime blocks are moving here by the pistons, you should use immovable blocks to send some pulse in here. It can be terracotta, as you see over there, right? Or it could be obsidian or anything else. And then an easy way to send a decent pulse in here is just have an observer facing into it, like that, right? And then if you would power these, make them detect something, they would fly up. And of course, to make the elevator go down, you would need the same, you activate the same piston, and again with an immovable block in between, so nothing can get stuck, right? So one way to wire that, in case you wonder how am I gonna compactly wire that to make it trigger at the same time, is, for example, something like that. If you want to have a call button here or so, of course you could wire that up completely differently. Just want to show you, like, look what happens. Saw that? The elevator is down, that's why nothing happened, but this guy is an observer facing this trapdoor, and there's another observer watching the trapdoor. Block, piston, 2 other observers. So it's timed in a way that we trigger both at the same time. See that? Boom. Quick pulse, and yeah, if we do that below here, where it's the same setup, boom, quick pulse, elevator takes off, right? So yeah, to those observers facing out here, you would hook up something like that, or whatever you use to send a signal in. So It doesn't have to be observers, you know, you can also send a normal redstone signal in, a quick pulse. You need to send in a pulse, of course, but yeah. So I'm not gonna do a block by block tutorial for this, but we're gonna look at it very carefully, and you should be able to replicate it. So first of all, the basic design. So I'm gonna remove those starter observers here a bit, and you know, remove everything that is not needed for the actual design. And here we go. So let's look at it from the front. Looks a bit like a heart. You gotta make sure all these pistons here are sticky pistons, and you can see the orientations of the observers, right, where they're facing and so on. Need to be exactly the same. Every piston we were looking at up on the top here is sticky pistons, all stickies. The only piston that is not a sticky piston is this one here, right? You see that? Okay, here, this one. All the rest sticky pistons. Gonna go behind the design. Just pause the video and look at the different positions. So one side, the other side we would define as the front, top, bottom. So you get all the angles, and yeah, you just should be able to replicate that. Okay, so I'm gonna give you one more help for the construction, so you know where the obsidian blocks are. Those are 2 apart, right, directly under those slime blocks. And for the ones that need to be here, and you need those are needed to stop the elevator, right? So by putting them in exactly like that for both sides, you will get the stoppers, and the elevator will never, you know, go too far or break or anything. And for the top, to stop the whole dealio, you just need these 2 obsidian blocks, and they are positioned here in the center. And you know, it depends where you want to put them, how high you want to go with your elevator. Those elevators are not, you know, the first choice if you want to go 250 blocks up and down. Those are for fancy builds and for cool effects. So yeah, this is how you set it up. And over here then you could see an example of where you power. So always keep in mind, those 2 pistons are the ones you need to send a pulse in to make the thing go up and down. And yeah, here you can see an example wiring, as I said. And then you could power those by several means at the same time to send a pulse in. But this here, for example, is a relatively compact way to do it. Another cool thing about this elevator, and I couldn't do that on the Hermitcraft server because yeah, we were one evolutionary step behind still, is we can actually have a full glass wall on the back of this elevator. So when you ride it, you could also have a very nice view to the outside, you know, then build a structure around it. Always keep in mind you have slime blocks here, so if you put something right next to here, you gotta keep in mind, make it non-sticky, or you just, you know, come out like this if you really want to go for this glass wall. But technically you only need a 2 wide wall to create a full illusion, right? So if you build that in an existing building or so, you should be able to hide that very nicely. And as you can see, it's a very compact footprint. And yeah, of course, I always have a lot of help with projects like that. And I don't know if I did already in the beginning, but I definitely want to give big shout outs to Pingu again. He's a slimestone monster in a good way. He can really compact things very nicely. He's known for that. And yeah, he helped me out again. Really make sure to drop by and check out his channel if you want to learn about compacting and yeah, good slimestone designs. Really interesting, small but great content, you know, channel wise. So yeah, up here he left some signs with doors and his bad redstone skills. Yeah, that's a bit ghetto wired. It's just to demonstrate what the thing can do. But this cell here could very well become a nice standard design, right, for such cabin elevators that have these features we described during this video. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope this was useful for you. And yeah, I hope I see some elevators. If you build some cool ones based on that design, always feel free to tweet stuff at me. I'm always very active on Twitter and I see everything that is sent to me pretty much. And of course, you know, if you want to get into the community a bit more, be in touch with me, and be able maybe to share some ideas even more, consider maybe the Patreon. We have a really cool community there with a Discord server and servers. We play on together Minecraft and things. So, you know, feel free to hang out. I'm always there, always looking forward to expand my knowledge and getting to know new people. With that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found this useful. Hopefully we see tons of cool elevators now. And yeah, that's it for today. Thanks guys. Bye.